So my name is Doug Burda. One of my projects is as the CEO of Red Apple Fireworks.
Okay, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, welcome to Boom in the Sky. We've got a special opportunity. We are here at Red Apple Fireworks in Pahrump, Nevada, and we're sitting next to the owner, Doug.
Hello.
The famous Doug.
Oh, come on.
The infamous Doug. So anyway, Doug's agreed to sit down and do a quick Q&A with us. We've got a couple questions for him. He has no idea what these questions are, but it's really just, I just wanted some background about him and the store and where he sees the firework industry going. So without further ado, again, thank you for coming to Boom in the Sky and being here.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. I was in Vegas, had to stop by. Okay, so I'm going to refer to the questions here on my phone, but first up, let's get your stats out of the way. So, who are you? Kind of covered that, and what do you do?
What do I currently do?
Currently do.
All right, let's see.
I.e.
So, a lot of people don't know, but Red Apple is just one of my projects.
Okay.
So my name is Doug Burda. One of my projects is as the CEO of Red Apple Fireworks. I do have a couple of business partners who are my family members. Mike Burda, you probably know, and then my parents are also part of the team.
And when was Red Apple founded?
The current version of Red Apple Fireworks that's based here in Pahrump, Nevada was originally founded in 2011. But the foundation for Red Apple Fireworks was actually my dad's fireworks business, which he started in Detroit, Michigan in the late 70s, the late 1970s. So we're kind of like a 40-year-old startup in a lot of ways.
That's great. And just for a little background, when I drove up, there's actually another building right next door, which was the original warehouse space of Red Apple Fireworks.
The original retail store, yeah.
The retail store, sorry.
Yeah.
And how big was that?
That was about 3,400 square feet, approximately.
Okay. And the current building that we are right in now is?
About 10,000 square feet.
So first off, actually, I should mention that we just did a walkthrough of the store. I'll link that video here in just a second. Okay, next question is, why Pahrump, Nevada?
The reason I'm hesitating there is because there's a long story and there's a short story.
The short version.
So Pahrump, Nevada is a very interesting place in the world. A lot of things that you can do legally in Pahrump, Nevada, you can't do legally in other places in the world. When I first moved to Las Vegas, I was practicing law as an attorney, and when I was done doing that, I took a drive out here and I saw that fireworks were legal. You could sell fireworks here. And I was actually with my mom and my dad when we drove out here, and everybody saw the space and immediately at that point said, at the same time, like we were communicating telepathically, like this, we got to do this right here. Okay. So it was a mix of the time and the place and also the legality behind being able to do it here in Pahrump versus anywhere else, Vegas, for example.
Okay. Because fireworks are not legal in Vegas.
That's right. Well, 1 week out of the year.
1 week out of the year. So, and we talked about this when we did our store walkthrough, but I'm going to do it again. So, when you first started, what made you want to disrupt the fireworks industry in how fireworks are sold? So, I guess, real quick, traditionally fireworks are sold as buy one, get one, buy one, get two. Sometimes you get discounts on a certain product that's a certain price point.
Yeah.
But for the most part, fireworks, and that's how I actually, what I found when I did my 4th of July shoot, so I did that and I found everything was very expensive. So Red Apple Fireworks sells fireworks differently. So if you're not familiar with that, so can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I think the basis for what you're asking me is that the fireworks industry is one of these weird industries that the people who produce, the 800-pound gorillas, the big fireworks companies that produce and sell the bulk of the fireworks in the United States, have an incentive to keep their customers stupid and not educate them about what they're actually purchasing. And that situation gets you to this idea of buy one, get one, or buy one, get two free. But even earlier than that, these fireworks companies want to sell you as much air and as little powder as possible because that's how they can keep their price down, and then they can keep their price up and have a huge margin between what they're buying and what they're selling. When I started calculating what's going on with that, it didn't make sense for me to see such a technical product that is handmade. I mean, everything you see in the store here is handmade. So it's a very technical product, and it's an explosive, and there are very subtle differences in how you can manufacture and the types of powders you can put in and the tube diameters and all of these different elements that go into producing the firework that nobody talks about and nobody educates their customers about. So you're literally going in blind when you go to a typical fireworks store. You literally have no idea what you're buying. And then on top of that, you have salespeople working at fireworks stores who are mostly just seasonal workers. So they come in and they work, they get trained for a day, and they work for 2 weeks, and then they go back to their regular job. So these people don't really care about what they're selling you either. So when you're asking somebody, what's good, right? They look around and they say, oh, well, this is great. And you say, well, why is it great? Well, it's got a lot of color, and it's got a lot of noise, and I mean, you literally just described every firework ever produced, right? Color and noise.
Yep.
So it's not that simple, even though these companies that are running the industry want you to believe that it's that simple, so you will trust what they're telling you, which is baseless. There's no knowledge behind it.
Okay.
So long story short, I saw a real opportunity I still see a real opportunity to educate people about what they're buying, so you can have a better idea of what you're going to go shoot. You're relying on these fireworks to bring excitement to your celebration. And if you buy something that fails to impress or is different than what you wanted, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. That's a great answer.
That was a long answer.
That was a long answer. It's okay. So we're going to keep going, though. We've got a bunch of questions, and we're still going to go out and shoot some fireworks tonight. So if you had to pick your favorite Red Apple product that you sell in each category, and we'll keep it to a couple, cakes, mortars, fountains, and Roman candles and or novelties, what would it be?
It's an unfair question. That is way too difficult.
Tough.
The reason that I say it's unfair is because our blood and our sweat and our tears are inside of each of these fireworks. So it's like, oh, which one of your kids do you love the most? I think
we're not going to let them get off that
that's
easy.
okay. I got you. All right. So Roman candles. I think that Roman Candle Barrages, which are those big, long Roman candles that have like 200 shots, I think those are amazing.
Okay.
Because they have this huge variety of effects, noise, color, whistle, and it's in this small, inexpensive package.
Yep.
And my favorite one of those is actually not out yet. It's brand new this year.
Okay.
It's a brocade crown version of the
Ooh.
Roman Candle Barrages. Absolutely sick. It's coming in under the Ganja label.
Okay.
All right, so standard aerial. No, fountains.
Fountains?
Fountains. For fountains, I really love our Tiger's Roar, which we're going to shoot tonight.
We're going to shoot that tonight.
It's a 2.5 minute finale fountain, and it's super loud, lots of colors, a ton of different effects.
Okay.
It's literally as much powder as we could legally put into a fountain is in this fountain, so that's going to be fun.
Okay. Cakes? We'll just do cakes in general.
Cakes in general. So there's a couple different permutation of a traditional XL aerial, for example. You can have rapid fire or slow firing.
Yep.
In terms of rapid fire, I really love anything that's in our category of like 30 shot XL aerials. They're really big, and the tubes are 1.2 or 1.4 inch diameter, so there's a lot of powder in those tubes. So I really like Skyfall. I really like Hologram. Those two I think are some of my favorite. And then we have some new ones coming out this year for 2020 that are probably going to be my new favorites based on what we're doing right now behind the scenes.
Okay.
And then as far as a standard size aerial, I got to go with any of our 12 shot 6 inch by 6 inch by 6 inch cakes, and it's because those are 1.4 inch tube diameters.
Okay.
Which is a huge tube to have on a
small
smaller cake, and they really perform. If you put a couple of those together and shoot them, everyone's thinking that they're looking at something illegal, but they're not. They're legal.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. And mortars. Mortars, also known as reloadables, also known as canister shells. I'm sure there's another one, but
Yep.
what's your favorite one of those?
So my favorite reloadable shell kit, I'm going to give you a two-part answer. If you would have asked me
Yesterday.
in July of 2019,
Okay.
I would have told you that I really love the Bomba de la Muerte by Calavera. Because you're asking me today, my answer is a shell kit that hasn't yet been released. It's called the Geisha.
Ooh.
It's from Pagoda.
Okay.
And the reason, I have to tell you, the reason that I love this Geisha is because the tendency for canister shells is to just throw all these effects into the canister shell kit and just shoot it and get a bunch of sky puke and hope that it looks good. These shells have very particularized effects.
Okay.
And when we were investigating Nishiki Kimura effect, which is a titanium willow, very popular on the market.
I love those.
I love them too. I love them too, but they're everywhere now.
Yeah.
I found a factory that can make 3 different versions of the glittering willow, the titanium glittering willow. So this shell kit has 4 different sets of 6 shells that each feature a different type of willow that has that super long hang time.
Yep.
And the effect, all 6 of the effects per set, they all have the same sub effects. So it focuses on a willow plus the same 6 effects 4 times over. So you can really showcase each of those effects.
That's
so
awesome.
The geishas are going to be incredible.
And when can we expect those?
You can expect those before middle of May.
Okay. Middle of May. Okay. Stay tuned, guys. That's great. Insight. So other than Red Apple brands, and that's all of the brands, do you have a favorite, and I'll just say this, a piece from other brands, doesn't have to be in every category, but do you have a favorite, 1 or 2? Give us your favorites just in general. So whether it's a mortar shell or a cake or, whatever.
I really love a lot of the older Winda cakes. For a couple of years, Winda was producing some really technical, really rapid fire cakes that had 3 layers. So you would get a minor, a bouquet, and like a whistle or something like that, and then a break. So things like Migraine Maker or Big Mother Clucker or Curfew Breaker, those 3 are some of my favorite cakes of all time.
Okay.
I think Winda's sort of backed away a little bit from making those really technical cakes.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to get more simple so they can push more quicker, which I think is unfortunate, but I love those old school Winda cakes.
Obviously, everything here is 1.4G, which is the category of fireworks that are consumer legal. So it's 1.4G. I know that you do have some stuff that is they include 1.3G effects, which 1.3G, for anybody that doesn't know, is a professional grade firework license that you need to go to the ATF. I'm probably going to try to do that at some point. But do you ever get to play with actual 1.3G? Do you have that license? Do you ever shoot bigger things?
I love all fireworks. I really do. But to get that 1.3 license, people make it seem like a lot less of a burden than it actually is. So when you go to the ATF to get that license, it's a full background check. They're gonna call your family or friends, I've heard. So I think the license is a lot more burdensome than people make it out to be. And on top of that, the product itself, 1.3G product, is much more volatile in terms of the chemical makeup and the way that you have to actually care for the product. So I love seeing it in action, but I'm not the guy who plays with that stuff. I'd much rather leave it to the people who know exactly what they're doing to put on a good show. And I know a lot of people that do that, so I don't really have any reason to do it myself.
Okay.
I think if I didn't have access to seeing those sorts of shows, I probably would have some interest in it. But at this point, we're spending so much time and energy developing our own 1.4G product that a lot of it performs as good as some of that 1.3.
Okay.
So for me, the incentives to get involved in the 1.3 game just aren't there.
Okay. It's fair enough. Okay.
Plus, it's dangerous, man. People store that stuff in their garages. That can go up. That's dangerous stuff.
Well, you need to have a magazine.
You got to have a magazine.
You have a proper magazine, and the ATF comes to investigate it.
I hear stories of people playing with that stuff all the time. I think it's so dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing, if you think that you're buying a cake at Red Apple, but it's actually a 1.3 product, there are huge differences in the way that you have to take care of that product and use it.
Yeah.
And most people that are doing it don't know the differences. It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay guys, the video got a little bit long, so I decided I was going to break it up into 2 parts. Part 2 is coming up very shortly here. But anyway, thanks again for coming to Boom in the Sky. If you like this video, please feel free to smash that like button. Drop us a comment down below. Have you ever been to Red Apple Fireworks? And is it on your list of places to go? And of course, subscribe. We absolutely want you to see Part 2. We also want you to see the next piece of this whole day, which was our demo shoot with Doug and Jimmy from Red Apple Fireworks. So anyway, thanks again for coming to Boom in the Sky. Like I always say, make it beautiful and make it loud.